What's up, my friends? Oh. I love those horn pop. Hey, everybody, we got an Orange Podcast Bad Friday edition. I'm going to hit everybody early with a clip of street interviews from a couple days ago in Washington, D.C. It's pretty long. It's worth the watch, and then we'll start from there. I think everyone will enjoy, and that way also gives me time to get all of the chat streams online. Let's start there.
Here in the heart of Washington, D.C., I'm hitting the streets to talk directly to the people who actually live here, the ones who deal with the city's crime and chaos every single day. Do you feel like President Trump's initiative to send in more police could be helpful for D.C. residents that don't live in safe areas?
Yes, I do. And I'm very appreciative of what Trump is doing. And I think everything that he's doing is helping D.C. as well as America.
At this point in my life, I think I'd rather move to another state.
How come?
Well, I've been shot 4 times, attacked so many times. I'm tired of it.
You were shot 4 times?
Shot 4 times in my life, yeah.
So it was
In
four
DC.
separate times?
Since I moved to D.C.
Since you moved to D.C., you were shot 4 times?
Yeah.
Residents expressed frustration with wealthy liberals, progressive protesters, and Democrat politicians that continue to say that Washington, D.C. is safe.
They don't have to deal with the crime in the other areas. They have better stores, better protection, police protection. This area right here, around here by Hecker Jamal, I wouldn't want my grandchildren to walk around here. They live in this area, not far.
So what's your message to President Trump if he sees this?
I love you and keep up the good work and thank you for all of what you're doing. God bless you.
I just want the police to do what they can for our country, for our city of D.C. So none of us young people don't have to live out the rest of our lives robbing and killing or God knows what, or end up in jail, dead, or drunk, or becoming a drunk at the liquor store or loitering.
The youth in D.C. need more governing. They need more policing, more programs. Put programs back in place.
Y'all keep talking about the youth. Where they going at? They don't got no rec centers. They don't got no playgrounds. They don't got nothing. They don't even got boxing teams no more, or football
I know,
teams.
they got boxing is the answer. I used to be a boxer. I was a 2-time Golden Gloves champion. They don't have a boxing gym here? Are you kidding me?
No, I'm saying they got them, but it's not like it was when we was coming up.
Wait, when they had mentors.
Yeah, they don't have nothing out here for youth, period.
I did recently hear about the woman being thrown in the trash can down the street, like a few months ago, and that was very concerning, especially because her age, she was a little bit older.
I got God. I got Jesus. He's my protector.
Do you think women are safe, single women?
Yes, if they have Jesus, that's all they need. Jesus is the way.
Well, get a lot of people off the streets, yeah, that'd be a good idea. There's a homeless problem, yeah.
We have to be protected. Other countries are protected. Why we can't be protected? You know, and the cities, people has gone crazy. Just let a man take over. Just yeah, let Trump take over.
Okay,
yes.
so you're for federalizing D.C. Because you think that it will help the people here be more safe?
Yes, 100%.
Reporting for Lindell TV in Washington, D.C., I'm Kara Castronova.
All right, gentlemen, give me your initial thoughts on that.
Me first or Paul?
Go ahead, brother.
I'm glad the people, some of them at least anyways, were glad that Trump's going in to clean up the libtard policy, which is long overdue. Other than that, I don't know. I don't know.
So I have a point of view. And my point of view is this enhanced law enforcement is filling the void for the absentee fathers in this area. And the reason these young men
you know, do carjackings and murders and all that kind of stuff is because they have no discipline. But I think now, uh, with the bringing on of the National Guard, and so I'm conflicted. I got to say, Sean, I'm conflicted about the National Guard. So the National Guard's not trained in law enforcement,
Sure.
right?
Sure.
They're not trained in law enforcement. They, they're real black and white on what they can do. But it still seems to have a positive effect where these punk ass teenagers aren't willing to step out and do crime just because the camo boys are there. You know what I mean?
Well, that seems true. It has definitely made a visible effect from what we can tell from reporting from local people on the ground on their social media accounts. They're like, it's better. It's not perfect. It's better. But if you want to get into absentee father, that goes back into this is liberal culture. That I don't think it's a policing issue. I definitely don't think it's a cultural issue of any certain race, whether it be black or brown or Asian or white. I think the removal of fathers from families is a liberal culture, and that's part of the bigger problem.
That definitely is part of the bigger problem. And, you see these success stories with, a basketball coach or a football coach, who literally steps in and takes that father role.
Sure.
For an entire team and says, boys, this is what we're going to do. On game day, you're going to wear a shirt with a collar. You're going to have a haircut. You're going to do that or you're not going to play. That kind of thing is popping up more and more throughout America in the blue states.
Well, I totally agree. And I'm going to say even the white liberal women in their suburban mansions who have stolen fortunes by divorcing their husbands are starting, like, they don't even know it, but the local football or basketball or hockey or soccer or swim coach has adopted all of their sons as a father-like figure. Do you see it a different way? Because I see,
no, absolutely not.
I see leaders of men
Yeah.
just taking that challenge on every time they
on, and right, because there's a lot of guys in our generation that are sick and tired of being on the sidelines and not doing anything. So, there's a lot of people, Edward excluded, but there's a lot of people that just take this seriously and they want to step up and do something, But, there's the other side too. Edward's guys, they want to snort coke and have, random sex with, Canadian three-breasted women, which would be fine.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
You made a total recall reference. Bravo. 5 points.
You just know us too well up here. I mean, you must be studying us or something. Good for you guys.
Oh, John's going to miss this show. It's going to be a fun one. Edward, do you have a bunch of white liberal women around you that, like, just in your area that typically they have to raise kids by themselves only because they forced themselves into that by
Yeah,
getting rid of their
true.
husband.
Absolutely true. The I don't need no man, they just want to, they're the ones. I find this funny. You talk about use and abuse, uh, you know, they're the number one for it and support it. I can't believe the amount of people, women wise, that have that attitude.
Right.
They only need men when it's convenient for them to use them, and then when they've served their purpose and they're out. So yeah, that happens a lot. Yeah, the laws are totally unfair, but that's also brought to you by United Nations, and those policies.
Yeah,
Drop
that's
ratings
right,
in North
dude.
America. So
Yeah.
because if you don't have weak men and men that are not well financed anymore, because the women have taken it all away, and you know what women do with money on the whole. God, it's scary. But yeah, that's where we're at today. And someone's
Well,
going to do a lot of changing. And I think that's what everybody's so scared of. When reality comes home to roost, the majority
Yeah.
of people do not want that to happen because they have too much to lose. And that's why we're having this constant battle between the left and the right, the conservatives to the liberals, because that's where we're at. Conservatives want to go back to where we were before this whole nonsense started with the libtards, and it's that battle. So yeah, that's a big
Well,
divide.
Paul and I could both tell you. We're not going to, but both tell you experiences, maybe personally, not on a podcast, of how, of course, we're paying for other people's families right now,
Uh-huh.
along with our own, because the government has set it up to make sure the men get punished if the women say, "I don't like this anymore," and leave. And then
Yeah.
the court system says, okay, man, you pay for everything she does, even though she has a job and a new husband and has new kids. They're like, nope, you pay.
That's right.
Yeah. That's a very liberal states, liberal provinces, would be on
It's
board
not
just with that.
liberal states. He's in Texas. I was in Indiana. I'm in North Carolina. The penalties remain.
Still the same there too, as well.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Oh, of course. I keep trying to pay. Yeah.
well, well, yeah, it's unfortunate, but how are you going to turn this whole system around now and boot out the UN policies of old from libtard,
Really,
presidents? Huh?
I want to step in. I really think Gen Z has looked at all of this shit. They lived through it. They had divorced parents. They saw how
Yeah.
terrible it was for the man. And they're like, fuck this shit. I don't want to do any of this. And they're like, no, I want to live a traditional life. And if girls are interested in that,
Yeah.
then they have to come to us now. We are no longer seeking them.
Yeah, that's true. I've seen that. That is out there. I
So,
don't know.
well, good for them because a couple of the generations between X and the newest generation
The millennials.
all caved to feminism.
Yeah, I know.
They didn't date.
Well,
They didn't do anything.
we were taught that because it was all broadcast everywhere from all forms of media and even the institutions, the schools, and you got to be in touch with your feminine side. You got to
Oh
do
yeah.
got to be that. You got, just shut up already. I don't want to hear it, and I'm just going to be me, and you be you, and just get out of my hair. They actually beat it. I didn't, that's
Well,
where.
look, I don't even want to sit down and have girl chat with you.
Yeah,
If
Yeah.
you need me here, I will just sit
yeah,
and drink my bourbon.
you know what? We men, we just don't think the same as women, and I don't want to think the same as women. I don't want to have the same concerns
Yeah,
as women.
exactly
You know,
right.
That's why we have guys' nights where we can play poker or have beers in a garage somewhere. I don't care where, just by ourselves to get away from that noise that has nothing to do with us. They can get together and do whatever it is they do, and let them go ahead. But yeah, I'd rather have just away from it. So yeah, there's that. does that does that sound too anti He-Man Woman Haters Club.
Hammer hitting the head of the nail.
Wow, it's just where we're at today. Yeah, we can go back to spanking the gang with the He-Man Woman Haters Club, and we'd be just full circle to where we started. So you guys are too young for that show. Paul, you're too young for that. You wouldn't even know what I'm talking
Oh yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Man,
two old guys here.
Whatever. All right, let's get into the Bolton raid. John Bolton gets a 7 a.m. soft knock on the door. FBI raids his house looking for classified or top secret documents.
He's going to have all kinds. We know that.
Is he?
I bet you he does.
Paul,
I don't think so.
What?
I don't think so. I think Bolton is too smart for that. I think Bolton is like, oh hell no, you ain't gonna find nothing in my house.
Yeah, I think that's true. Yeah, after what's been happening and the threats of everything coming apart, yeah, he probably moved him off to wherever.
And Bolton's been trying to destroy Trump from the inside since 2016. Of course, he would not have anything on his personal possession that would link him to anything.
Yeah, that does make sense.
I think that you watch social media and everyone's like, hell yeah, we're finally raiding them back. And I go, no, hold on just a minute. Look, we need to raid the right people, and this was not the right people.
No.
I disagree, Sean.
You think he was the right people?
Exactly the right people.
Okay. So where does it go from there,
I think he's
Paul?
a warmonger.
Yes.
I think he tried to manipulate the outcome of all of the Ukrainian stuff. I think he's probably getting millions of dollars from Raytheon and BAE and Lockheed Martin so they could clear their bench stock of last generation shit so they could pay for their R&D for new generation shit.
Yeah.
I think he was the leader of that.
So where do we? All right. Where does the Department of Justice go after a raid that probably will be unfruitful because he's smart enough to know? Where do we go with that? Where does Pondy? Where does Cash? Where do they go to find enough evidence to prosecute him?
What I'm troubled about, Sean, is I think the probable cause to bring on the raid was manufactured. I as much as I love Bondi and the new administration, I was working narcotics when she was the AG in Florida, and we loved her. She had really great ideas, and she helped guide us, to seizing assets and stuff, but she wouldn't let us off the hook if we were lazy. She was like, no, this shit's not gonna fly. You can't do this. Go bring me some more, So she's got that reputation. But I think in these instances, dude, unless you have some compelling evidence that Bolton has documents at his house, which, dude, you know as well as I do, if it was you or me that had that job, we would not have documents at our house.
Not a chance. Not even on a thumb drive.
No,
anywhere.
We would have none of that shit.
None.
We would be 2 or 3 sheets away, and some analyst for $70,000 a year would take the fall for all of it, because that's and listen, I love my job, working in defense contracting, but I still know what time it is, bro. There's no stink on me. No matter what happens, there ain't no stink on me.
Well, yeah, for sure. I guess when I look at this big picture, it's going to be another Bondy moment that proves nothing of consequence, just like the Binder episode when she had the influences over to the White House and gave them all Epstein binders of information that was already released. And I'm hoping, listen, Paul, I'm hoping it goes deeper with this raid of Bolton's home. All right, fair enough. We'll move on.
Okay.
Governor Newsom is producing Trumpism merchandise. One of the new hats he's selling says, Gavin Newsom was right all along. It's a red and white lettering. And I don't care if it came from his personal government account, so it looks legitimate, but everybody's spreading it everywhere. And my question to both of you is, why would you try to mimic Trumpism to sell a platform that everybody is like, it doesn't work? We can't live here, Gavin. We're all living in tents. And we only have internet because we have cell phones given to us by you, Gavin, the government. No one?
I'll go for it, Edward.
Well, you know what? That type of publicity works. Whether it's copied from somebody else or not. It's like how stores today have sales. They word it in such a way that, you can't live without it. It's just a plain old product, but they're not really having a sale for any other reason but just to get their name out there. And that's why they have sales, so that they can plaster a name everywhere and anywhere. And then people will know more about brand recognition through the use of that tool, sales. The same thing Gavin's doing now. But you know what? A lot of libtards are going to say, yeah, you're right. Yeah, he's right all along. Yeah, he's my hero. So you're not going to lose that because they're still with the guy. And there's just no way that's going to be a detriment to him.
I don't know that I think it will be a detriment to him.
How?
I think even the liberals are going to go, dude, the Palisades, the hills.
Yeah, not his fault. Not his fault.
Yeah, no. They're going to say, we can't move back into our homes. You have not allowed permitting for us to rebuild. I don't give a shit about your fake MAGA hat.
Yeah, well, you know how big California is. It's got more people than Canada does. And you think that the few people that lost their homes, the rest of the state's going to give a shit about them? Absolutely not. They'll say, yeah, they're wealthy, this, that, and whatever else. They had a great life. We don't care about them. Move on. That's going to be the attitude.
I get where you're going, but the areas that were affected by that fire are the very ultra rich, ultra elite Hollywood people.
Well,
and they can't rebuild their homes because of Cali policies. And I have a feeling, we'll see what Paul thinks, but I have a feeling they're going to start speaking out and say, I don't really give a shit what Governor Hairdo does. I want to rebuild my home in the Hollywood Hills or looking over the cliffs of the Pacific.
What makes you think they didn't know this was going on before it even happened?
They didn't. They didn't. They were totally bought and sold that liberalism was the way. Paul, am I wrong? Wait, Paul. Let's get Paul in. Am I wrong? Am
No,
I
you're
wrong?
100% right. That's exactly the model that they use going forward. 100%, dude.
So all of these Hollywood elite liberals in the Palisades and up on the hills and looking down towards the coast.
I know.
A couple still have their homes, and that's it. But they provide John Woods provides video evidence of no work being done, but his house still stands.
Yeah, he was
Uh,
fortunate.
James Woods.
James Woods,
Yeah.
right? And
If you follow him, he does video things all the time, 2 or
Yeah.
3 times a week, where he's like, dude, this is my neighborhood. This is what's going on. This is no bueno.
Yeah.
right, and that's where my guess, Paul, is that where Hollywood, most of the people who make gajillions of dollars from Hollywood, who live in those 5 or 6 very large neighborhoods, are going to say, "Good, Gavin, I'm never voting for you again." Am I
Yeah.
wrong?
Yeah, you're wrong. Because you can take that same situation in California and put it somewhere else, say another area burned down that was rather wealthy, like Hawaii. What happened there? Nothing.
There was nobody wealthy in Hawaii of consequence.
There was not?
No.
Oh.
No, Mick Fleetwood.
Yeah, some celebrities, but
Nonetheless, what's happening there? Nothing. You think
no.
anybody's
No,
doing
no, no. I
anything
get
on
where
that?
you're going, but Hawaii, the only people that had properties of wealth, it like is inconsequential. It's like 4 or
Okay.
5 celebrities
Okay.
compared to the Pacific Palisades and all of those other neighborhoods
Right.
in near Hollywood.
Now, hear me out. Perhaps maybe that you think the government would be irate, wanting to do something, knows something, kind of like the state of California wants to do something, knows something, and is crowding everybody out until things go their way for whatever reason. Do you see where I'm going with this? Controlled by somebody else higher up that everybody knows about in those clique circles. So I think they're becoming very agreeable and very much in agreement. Yep, I'm with you. Even if they slide them some money off to the side there, like say some of that $13 billion they're using for that high-speed rail line that's been sitting dead for how many years now? Yeah, something like that happening. They're all happy and don't care. That's what I think. They just don't care. Might have the odd guy, screaming that's not part of that clique, but highly unlikely. He's getting paid off too. So that land can sit there for another year, and the building permits can come later by BlackRock or somebody else, Vanguard, and everybody's happy again. So
Scott Adams, Dilbert guy, James Woods, movie star and director and producer, are saying the opposite effect is happening, Edward.
Like
The
what?
people of the Palisades and all of the other regions are growing very angry at the way California's government is not letting them back into their home sites to rebuild.
Maybe James Woods because he's not a libtard, and his friend who definitely isn't. But the rest, not.
Scott Adams is. I mean, they know each other, but they're not. He's not friends with James Woods. He does something totally different. He writes comics.
Well, good. But I still, they'll get to him eventually, and everybody's going to be happy. Pay it off. You wait and see. Why happened a year earlier?
Paul, are Scott Adams and James Woods ever going to be paid for?
No.
James Woods won't because his house is still standing. He don't care.
No.
His house is in great shape.
Hey, Edward.
No.
Nope. Not going to happen.
Not going to happen, bro.
All right.
Now,
You think these people are going to rise up and change,
they have massive social media followings.
Uh-huh.
They're not going to rise up, but they are going to be able to put Californians who are on social media to put massive pressure on saying we want our land back I don't know. Look, I get it. I get it. No, the government always wins, and I'm going to say, nah, they're going to win right now, but it won't be forever because people are just sick and tired of the shit created by Gavin Newsom in California.
But it's
And
taking.
I don't look. I also will say real quickly. I think he's clearly running for president on the Democrat ticket, and I don't think he wins against whoever our primary winner is. I don't.
Didn't we say that same thing about Steve Garvey, who ran against who was that? No, I
Steve
can't.
Garvey,
Yeah, the baseball guy.
the baseball guy.
Yeah, I forget who was Sean. Who was he running against? Can you remember that?
Oh no! Yeah, he was running against Adam Schiff. We all said, oh well, at least I was saying he doesn't have a fucking chance in hell running against Adam Schiff.
But you see where I'm going with this again? You know, you got Adam
Yeah,
Schiff,
yeah, yeah.
Maxine Waters, and all the rest of them. No, they're going to come up with something, spin something. You know, no one's going to get nothing, and that's just going to be the way it is.
Orange County
That's
and
true.
LA County. Orange County and LA County, which are some of the biggest voting districts by people, they're fucking pissed.
Well, that's
At,
yeah, and that's
and
why.
listen. Even if they just sit out of the vote,
Yeah.
But you know what?
that
That's why a lot of the bigger stars have moved to Florida. Lucille Ball and all the other ones after her that weren't libtards, they moved out of California, went to Florida, and the ones that are ticked off about the way California's being run now, they're going to do the same thing. They're just going, yep, it's time to leave now. I know lots of people that already have left California because they know there's no change in it. And it seems, Paul, Texas has taken a whole bunch of them in, and Florida the rest. But yeah, that's the big exodus going on because they know they're not going to change it. It's still libtarded up, and people love free money, or at least the fantasy that they're going to get free money.
Right.
And, what the libtards are after right there. We'll give you all this, and you don't even have to register to vote. You don't have to register to go to hospitals. We'll take care of you. We'll do this, free schooling. They just eat that stuff right up. They're not changing. They're not changing because a few movie stars lost their.
Oh, not at all. Yeah.
No, it's not going to happen. 5 of them and 40 million of them. No, it's just not. Anyways, that's how I think about it.
What we used to say about Florida, when in my law enforcement career, was come on vacation, leave on probation.
What? Why? Is there that much going on there?
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that. It seemed kind of calm to me when I've been there, but what do I know? I don't be around the whole state, so I wouldn't know much. But stop. Sean's on mute for some reason. Sean, you're going to unmute yourself, or did I do that? I muted you.
So, all right, I didn't know that was going on, Edward. So they people come to Florida, probably have seen the Atlantic or the Gulf of America for the first time. They party like they've never partied before. It obviously commit a few infractions or maybe a couple of felonies. And so it's always been the joke is that you come on vacation, leave on probation from Florida, and it's a spring break thing, right?
I love that saying.
Yeah, that's where it started with spring break. Yep.
Yes.
Well, funny enough, Paul, you being from Texas, you would know about South Padre Island and spring break there. You want to see an Animal House? Oh my God! Have you gone there during spring break before and seen the commotion?
I have been there, and I have tasted salty nipples.
They had this one T-shirt they had selling there. It had a bunch of people with the water line and their legs under the water, and it had a shark, a couple of sharks swimming through the people's legs, and it had on the top of it crowd control. And I laughed because that's exactly what you'd need for that animal party there. That was just something funny.
Well, let me ask this: how many people around you thought they were in Mexico?
What? What do you mean?
People are morons. People go on spring break. People go to South Padre.
What's wrong with that?
No, did they think they were in Mexico or the United States?
No, I gotta tell you honestly, Sean, that's a good point you brought up because there's a whole bunch of millennials who actually thought they were in Mexico.
Without crossing any border or international like line or anything.
No, and I'm like, dude.
They just woke up drunk, thought that somebody told them
No, they
They
just have
they
no
didn't
idea of
thought that.
geography.
I'm like 68 years old. I'm like, hey, you want to suck some Mexican dick? My name's Pablo.
Oh, the point is, Edward, is that our young generations have not been taught any geography. They just have not been taught about the world. And so they say, South Padre Island, our parents paid, we're going on spring break. And they're like, fuck yeah, we're going to Mexico.
Oh, wow. Well, I gotta say, anyway, South Padre Island is a nice place. Loved it there. Still like Florida better, but still love South Padre Island. Oh my gosh. By the way, Paul, is that just the spring breakers you're talking about, or is that just many people going on vacation that seem to get in trouble from maybe ignorance or something of the law and get penned up, or is it just silly, retarded,
No, so literally what it is, Edward, is there are so many retirees that go to Florida,
Yeah.
and they
All of
stay in
Canada.
these 55 plus communities.
Mm-hmm.
And what they bring with them are these dregs of the universe that prey on them. So when all of these retirees come to Florida, they bring all these pieces of shit, burglars, and all that with them to
Like a
prey
cluster.
on them in their communities.
I don't get that. That doesn't make sense. You mean to bring them with them? Where do they come? How'd they come with them? Like across the border with them, or what do you mean?
It's
No,
an
I don't
economy.
mean with them as a family. I mean the bad guys are not stupid. They're like, oh, there's 35,000 retirees going to Florida. Let's go down to Florida and prey on them.
Oh, I got you now. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what they do. They follow. It's the same in Arizona because that's a big retirement area.
Yeah.
All these fucking
My aunt used to.
jackanapes up in New York City and New Jersey are like, hey, dude, we're going to Arizona. We're going to fuck with them old people.
Asheville, North Carolina, about 2 hours from where I'm located. Very similar. People want to retire in the warmer South,
Uh-huh.
but live in the valley of Asheville and have the view of the mountains all around them. And yeah, so all these predators just take advantage. Predators will always take advantage of a situation. It's
Yeah.
happened since the beginning of time.
Yeah. Well, that's in everything, though. I
Yeah.
don't care what you.
Well, they will exploit anything. Social media, neighborhood, everything. They are successful predators until somebody locks them up, and so they just keep doing what they're going to do. And we're aware of this. I'll tell you. To be honest, I so many times after I've been living out here helping with mom, she'll ask me if this text message or this email's real, and I'll look at it and say hell no, and she goes, how do you know? And I try to explain it to her, but she looks at it from a
Well,
point of I've never, I always trusted by email or my text
Right.
messages, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, Mom, you just stop, or at least show them to me. they're all trying to scam you out of money.
So common. I even watched some videos on YouTube regarding that same thing, where a lot of these people will get calls from these call centers in India, mostly India. Well, they're all on India, anyways. And they break into the computers, of course, and get them on camera and expose them for who they are and show them the surroundings. Say, yeah, I know exactly where you are. That's fun stuff. That's funny stuff. So yeah, that's happening constantly. I agree. But yeah, there's not much you can do about that, because that generation just didn't grow up around it, didn't have jobs where they needed it before they retired. So they're out of the loop, and they don't really want to, go through a whole lifelong process of learning computers. Even if it's an iPhone, it's still hard for them to, comprehend. So yeah, I understand that.
Oh, totally. All right, so I got another thing. Nobody gives a shit about Cracker Barrel's doing of their logo or their
I do.
No, hold
I
on.
do.
Nobody gives a shit, because the people who give a shit are just trying to get clicks online, and they're getting massive clicks. Why do you have a problem, Edward, with them? They were failing. They were getting close to bankruptcy. The generation that always shopped there and had meals there is unfortunately passing on to heaven. Nobody else shops at Cracker Barrel. They're trying to make a move to get a more modern generation. And I say the people, hold on, I say the people that are super pissed about the logo change and the remodel to a lighter, more modern look are seriously they got hundreds of $1,000s by engagement farming all of the outrage.
Probably. But you know what? Changing a logo on a store, and if they're doing an upgrade, like you said, by changing, the whole looks of the store, gutting them, making brand new steel, Apollo panel storefronts and lights and everything that goes with that, then yeah, but still, it's not going to be that keeps the business going or making it profitable. It's the food inside and what they're serving. That's what's going to break it. No one cares what they're selling, knick-knack, bric-a-brac shit, on the shelves beside you go in there. No one cares if that goes, but what you're eating certainly does. And if they don't change that around because that's what's failing, then, the whole thing's just going to keep sliding downhill, and I don't care how many different logos you create. Right?
Paul, what's your thoughts?
My thoughts are they took the current logo, they dropped the cracker, and they dropped the barrel, and they made a sanitized sign.
Well,
nobody gives a shit. Everybody loves their pancakes and eggs. Their bacon is really good. It's not Cisco bacon. It's good bacon. Their fried okra is good. And nobody gives a shit that they dropped the cracker, which is the guy sitting on the chair, and they dropped the barrel. And I think that's what nobody's talking about, is they're trying to be not woke, but
everybody's welcome.
Everybody's logo. So listen, that's a breakfast place of America. We've got one in Lindale, which is about 35 minutes down the road. And that place, Saturday and Sunday morning, you can't get near it. I mean, every rocking chair's full, people waiting. There's Winnebagos in the parking lot. It's just amazing that every weekend that Cracker Barrel and it's got nothing to do with the sign. The sign doesn't mean anything.
I agree. The sign means nothing.
Well, no,
Let's look at their demo. It's all boomers. And I think what their marketing team, like Jack Posobiec, anybody else, Benny Johnson. I got issues with Benny Johnson, a lot of them. Said, oh, they went woke. I said, no, they didn't went woke. They're trying to bring in all of the other generations to survive as a business.
Right.
So they're modernizing.
Yeah.
And I say,
they're making it lighter on the inside, more light. Instead of the dark wood, they're painting light gray on the wood to make it more bright in there. You know, they're never gonna compete with like a First Watch.
Sure.
You know, which is, you know, they got all the health food and shit.
Yeah, not with the youngest generations.
Yep. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Gentlemen, let me throw this at you. I've been paying attention to businesses in the last, say, 25 years. I've watched all the logos of these companies change from the most decorated ones, and I mean there's some popular ones out there that we just identify with their logos, to the banks, and what everybody's done, it's just gone plain Jane boxy. For example, this one bank, CIBC, you know, a logo like that, you know, with the flame up the center. Now it's just one square box on an angle, red box. That's it. Plain, simple. We don't care because we're a WEF ISBN company, and everyone that gets redone is going to have an ISBN number, International Sales Business Number, at the bottom. Check and see if Cracker Barrel today has an ISBN number at the back.
Whoa! Everybody gets an ISBN number, so like you have to. But whoa, wait. I hear where you're going, but let me ask you, let me redirect.
All right.
Are these companies trying to figure out how to get commerce done with new people, not us old fucks?
Yes.
Probably.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
My thinking still has to go back to they don't care. And if you think just straight linear
I
line,
think the board of directors of these companies cares very much about keeping their companies alive. I do, Edward.
No doubt about it. Maybe they do.
I do.
I
think they're trying to adapt to generations that even the three of us, as swift as we are at looking at the internet, can't understand. They're looking at the new generations and going, they want simplistic design in their life.
Right. 100%.
Well, that may be right, but I can't see that being an appealing thing to them. But maybe that's just the way things are going. But I can't see it being them generating that. I can't see them being the authors of, you know, people. And I'm going back 25 years ago with more Gen X leading the way at that time, thinking, yeah, let's just, you know, scrap all the artsy fartsy stuff. Let's just go straight linear line. Keep it simple. I don't think it came from them at all. I think it came from higher up above. And I think they're just someone else is dictating these orders and they're following them. They don't have any say in it. Yeah, maybe they are concerned. Maybe they are saying, well, everything's going to hell in a handbasket. They don't care because the higher ups, the ones that said, oh, this new ISO 9001, ISO 9002, all these other accounting practices, which is international, of course, which is what ISO stands for, the accounting software that we all have to be on board with. So I'm thinking they don't have a choice anyways because they're dictating everything. So, yeah. That's how
I hate ISOs as much as you do, and I hate globalism as much as you do. I look at this Cracker Barrel
Nobody hates globalism more than me.
That's true. That's a good point. I hate it, but I look at what's going on with American companies that are trying to figure out how to survive post-COVID, and I'm watching Cracker Barrel. But there's many other companies we could talk about. American Eagle rebranded and fucking got rich as shit off of Sydney Sweeney. I mean, that was a good one. You gotta see where I'm going, Edward. The American companies are trying to thrive, not just survive and go out of business because of globalism. They're
Well,
like, fuck
yeah.
yeah, we could do this right. We could be Mad Men style, the TV show, marketing geniuses, and rebuild our American companies. And you're like, no, fuck you. It's all globalism. And I say, I get the globalism aspect, but these American companies are trying to survive in a post-COVID world.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a tough road to hoe too. But yeah, I think there's just too much going on behind the scenes people aren't talking about. Uh, I've listened to some people, and you know what? I was on a space. Well, you remember, uh, Ultra Inspector Lady.
Oh yeah, she's awesome.
One of her spaces, and the guy because there's no TSC stores left around where I am because they got up by Peavy, and then not even a year later, Peavy went out and they got bought out now by, and they're saying, hey, what's going on now with all the monies commercial wise, commercial real estate? And he went into a long spiel, and I thought, yeah, that's interesting. I never even thought about that. The huge dollars that are being traded nonstop year after year from companies, big buyouts and another buyout and another buyout. And pretty soon they're going, who's buying all these companies just to stay again, going back to where they started again, a big circle. And here we are. So, yeah, I don't know if I agree with everything you're saying, but I think there's a definite plan in place that is making this march forward the way it is. Paul, do you see that? I mean,
I want to ask Paul, do you think food franchiseers, retail franchisers are just trying to stay alive and employ Americans?
I gotta say, I'm really on the fence about that. I think in some instances that's true, but I think in other instances it's a organic, ground roots kind of operation, if you get what I mean.
So, like the move from people buying coffee at Starbucks to going over to Dunkin'.
Yeah, or doing the mail order, like
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Black Rifle Coffee or Vet Coffee or those kind of things. That kind of transition from Starbucks to that kind of thing.
Yeah. I absolutely agree that it's gone to an online world, and that's a competition that I think most retail might lose.
Yeah.
Look, there'll be some that stay because there's always going to be your trip down the highway, and you're like, I need breakfast and coffee.
Exactly right. Yep.
And that's what's going to be left, and whoever is the best at that will remain.
Come out on top.
Everything else will be delivered to your front door. You
Right.
think it up, it gets sent. Even
Which is
Walmart.
how I do my coffee, and I
Right.
love it that
Well,
way.
even Walmart. If we look at this trend over the next 10 to 15 years, they go to online only. Sam's Club is almost already only
Yeah.
online sales.
Yeah.
And they work out of warehouses to handle sales and returns.
Yeah.
You don't even go to the store.
You don't
And-
even
and
go to the store.
I think
It
we're
used to be an event because they had, Sam's Club is famous for having, the great wines and, great meat and fish, really top shelf stuff. But my worry is you don't get that if you're just doing it online.
Dude, no, I would agree. I think where we're going in 5 to 10 years is going to be so fast. is that you get, if you live as close to the coast as I do, and I'm 4 hours from the coast, you can get day fresh delivered to you by dinner time
Oh, sure.
using an app.
Yeah.
Whatever seafood or whatever you want. And I think that is where we're going as far as people's consumptions. I really do.
Look at that wild caught Alaska.
Yeah.
Where they have all that, and you order and they deliver it in a dry ice frozen box, and it's got sockeye salmon and all that kind of stuff that's
Right.
all fresh caught with a fishing pole and a lot, you know what I mean? It's not a net.
Well, let me ask you this, Paul, because I think what's coming in the next 5 to 10 years for the West will just drive us further apart from the Middle East and from Asia, because they won't be able to provide this Jetson style cartoon lifestyle to everyone that we're going to have.
Yeah, 100%.
Edward seems.
No, yeah.
What do you mean gonna have? We already have that. What do you mean gonna have?
Oh, dude, wait until there's a Optimus robot serving you.
I already had that happen at a Denny's restaurant.
No, I mean delivering your groceries to you.
Oh, you mean on the road type of thing, not at a restaurant.
Yeah.
All right.
And
Yeah.
it's gonna come way faster than any of us think.
Yeah, I could see that. But,
And there's only, there's a few little things that got to be worked out where my wife, she'll grab 7 or 8 tomatoes before she picks the one she wants. And she feels like if we do the delivery, they're just going to grab the ones that are on top, throw them in a bag, and
Your
you know what I mean?
Optimus.
So that's
listen,
her worry about that.
Totally, but your personal Optimus robot or whatever company you choose to use is going to go out to your
and get what you want.
Well, it also just go to your garden and know what you want because it's learned and pick the perfect tomato off your tomato plants.
Yeah.
And I know, Edward, you're like, this, no, it's not happening. And I say,
I don't
yes,
think so. I don't think
it
we're that
is
far.
totally happening, Edward.
Where? Like in California or something? I haven't seen nothing like that.
Well, and I love you. I love that you hate it. It's like, I'm telling you, in the next 2 to 5 years, you're going to start seeing these robots start doing Jetson cartoon style stuff for us.
No.
They're going to vacuum. They're going to wash our clothes. They're going to they're going to just act like a personal butler in everyone's home.
I don't mind that idea, I guess. I mean, that's just fine. But at what cost and expense, and how much is this all going to cost us? Because this isn't coming to us for free. I can guarantee you that there's going to be some type of a cost. Is going to be probably.
Well, Elon said that ours, the Optimus bots, will be $25,000 per bot.
Well, good.
Way cheaper than an F-150. Fuck, have you seen the prices of those things? They're $100,000 now, brand new.
I know. I was looking up buying, a new 450 F450 is with a diesel engine is stupid expensive. I mean, well, then again, they put stuff in it that I didn't want. Like, I don't need heated power seats and the leather here and all the other bells and whistles. It's just going to get destroyed because it's a work truck. You know how that goes, guys. No one respects, no worker's going to get in there and respect it as much. They don't care, So yeah, I don't need all that, but everyone comes with it. So try finding a stripped down one They don't come that way anymore. You got to have all the bells and whistles. Anyways, I don't want to get off point, but these robots at $25,000, yeah, that's cheaper than a car. I'll send mine to the store. I don't care if it's 10 miles away. You got nothing to do anyways. Go.
That's what I was talking about. You will say, "Hey, I'm going to work. Go get my grocery list and return to the house," and not even think about it, Edward. And the robot will go do it, and then come back and then stock everything, whether it's in cold storage like a refrigerator or freezer, or put it up in the cabinets and just be waiting there for you to give it its next orders. And you could say clean the rugs, or you could just ignore it while you work.
Wow, it sounds so wonderful because I'd be
All right,
sending
look,
back.
the Jetsons predicted it back in the 50s and 60s.
Yeah.
The Simpsons doubled down on it, right, Paul? The Simpsons
That's right.
showed all the time that we were moving towards being taken care of by our AI robot companions. And then South Park tripled down and says,
South
yes.
Park. Yeah, love that.
South Park's one of the greatest signs of where our society is.
Well,
Whether you like it or hate it.
It's so
Hey,
true.
listen, the Dallas Cowboys are fixing to start. I got to go watch my football game because those are my Cowboys.
Yeah, we're going to
They're
close
playing the
out.
Atlanta Falcons.
We're going to close out.
I like the Falcons. Wait a minute. What's going on here, Paul?
It's still preseason,
Uh-huh.
right?
Yeah, still preseason, but I don't care. I'm a Cowboys fan. I'll see y'all.
All
See
right,
ya, Paul.
let's close it out. Thank you,
All right.
everybody.
All right, see ya.
We will see you hopefully Monday.
Yes. Okay.
Well, if I can get the thing to play.
What do you mean? Oh, you can't. Our music. Where's our music? We don't have.
Right? Hold on. Whatever. Computer's locked up.
Oh,
Funny
no.
stuff. No, all good. It's just whatever. It's a rumble glitch. Hey, so real quick as we close out, I want to say, Edward, I just appreciate this crew that we all podcast with so much. I want to thank all of ABBA's crew. That is, some of them are probably watching us on X.
A bunch of people too.
Oh, they're great. They're fantastic.
We're no dummies.
And we'll just close it out. And dude, I appreciate you. I will talk to you over the weekend. We'll get Monday or definitely
Tuesday
we will
for
get
us.
Tuesday
Yeah.
set up.
Tuesday.
All right, fine. Sound good? Let's
See you then.
let's close it out.
Still frozen?